What's up, guys? We're Off White Appetite. We're a wedding podcast with a craving for the untraditional.
I'm Aaron, and we've got a special guest today, Joey Reger, hailing from, tell us where you're from.
Southern California.
SoCal.
He flew in
9 or 8 hours away, I don't know.
Yeah, he flew in today just to be with us, and has an incredible story, amazing work.
Thanks.
And, he's going to tell us about like this life-changing moments that happened to him that
Yeah.
kind of got him to where he is. So, Joey, let's get into it, man. Just tell us about the humble beginnings of like, tell us something that changed your life, man.
Yeah, something about yourself.
It all started in a crack house.
Yeah.
Yeah, meth lab. What do you want to call it? Tweaker pad.
Okay.
Yeah. Parents are drug addicts all my life. So in and out of different houses and different cities all the time, always moving, different schools, parents fighting all the time. We're just jumping right into this.
Hey, that's good, man.
This is crazy. Just go straight into this
We
stuff.
like the realness.
Yeah. So they start pumping out a lot of kids. I have like 9 siblings or something. I could fast forward to teenage years. I meet my wife. When I was 12, I first saw her. Got the coordinates tattooed on my chest. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know her though. That's where I first saw her.
Okay.
And then when I was 15, we became friends. Sorry.
I don't care. You're good.
That's not gonna work.
Do you want to start over?
No, I don't give a shit.
I don't care.
Yeah,
It's a little bit of
It was
nicotine
real.
in my lip. I started that last March. I wish I can quit. I'm gonna quit. It's cognitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you buzzing.
Yeah, hell yeah. So 15, I meet my wife. I asked if I can kiss her. We kiss. Rest is history. Had a baby at 17 with her. Got married at 18. We just celebrated our 19th year anniversary.
Dude, congrats.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Thanks.
And then you have, how many kids you got?
So we had one kid.
Okay.
Turned 19. She's 2 to 3 years older than me. Just depends on what time frame.
Yeah.
So like right now she'll be 40 on the 24th, and then I'll be 37. So 3 years apart.
Okay.
Anyways, 19, we get a call from like Child Protective Services. Yo, you want to take all your siblings? And we were like, yeah. And she was down too, which was just insane of her. She's a saint. But she was pregnant. So we had our one daughter, and then she was pregnant, and then we took all the kids in. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my siblings plus my daughter, 6, and my wife was pregnant, and we were in a 1-bedroom apartment, so tiny.
Oh, wow.
It was awful. And they were like, as what you can, not wasn't crack, but crack babies,
Yeah.
like just meth heads, little meth kids. They weren't methed up or anything, but they were just ratted, tatted, whatever the words are. And it felt good to do that.
Yeah.
But we didn't know just how hard our lives would be through our 20s. So I have a job at the casino. I'm a line cashier. My wife goes to school to become a respiratory therapist. We go through all that. We find a home for 3 of my siblings. This one lady took them all. So we kept the 2 oldest for 7 years, and we raised them for 7 years. So we had 4 kids for 7 years. We had teenagers in our 20s, which is insane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so once they became old enough, they moved out. My sister went to college. My brother went to just to do like construction stuff. We moved out of the city to start a whole new chapter of our lives, really.
Yeah.
And we became a nuclear family for like the first time ever, which was really weird, and it felt good. Like we did it. We got through that. And then I think when I was 27, throughout that time, I went to school to become a respiratory therapist as well. So my wife was working as a respiratory therapist, and then I went to school to do that. So she was making all the money. I wasn't making anything. Finished school in like 2011. Did respiratory therapy all the way until 2019 when I retired because of weddings.
Yeah.
But the reason why I became what I am is because in like 2013 or 14, I bought a scratcher from like a liquor store and I won 20 grand. And what's crazy is that year I was going to use my tax return to buy like a little crappy camera, like a GH2, I think it was back then. Because the GH2 is the most bang for your buck back then because you can do incredible video work. And like I was like, I could do photo too, which not really a good photo camera, but who cares? That was just the idea of it. And then once I won, I was like, I'm going to buy a way better camera. Oh my gosh. And like, I got taxed $5 grand. So I had 15, never seen that kind of money in my life. Like that's just
That's nuts.
not a thing,
I think most people haven't,
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because we even as my wife is a respiratory therapist, it was good money, but it wasn't like, oh, we're going to be rich. And that wasn't obviously rich money either, but it was we never had that lump sum of money.
Yeah.
And so most people would probably put it away to like have emergency money or whatever. But, I already had it set that I wanted to buy a camera. So I spent $5,000. I got a Canon 6D. I got the Canon Flash, which I didn't really have to do that. Now that in hindsight, I could have just got a young Nuo or something, but I was like, I'm going for the best. And then I got a Sigma 35. I still own. I sold it twice and bought it back both times. Wow. So I'm not selling it anymore. Yeah. Sorry. And then I'm probably gonna put that in a frame because it was my first lens.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
To frame it.
It was everybody's first lens for the most part back in that time. And we started doing street photography. I had my boys, the Wanderers, so we started our own little like street photography crew. So we would travel, like we went all the way up to San Francisco, did a bunch of street stuff, and I did really good. Like, and I was like, damn, like I kind of know how to. I don't know how to do this, but I think my background as a skateboarder all my life, you see all this artistic skate videos, and so like it kind of just ingrains in the back of your brain. So I kind of had an idea of like all the rules of everything. So rule of thirds, I didn't know, but I was doing that. Yeah. And I'll do bullseye when it was needed, but I didn't know I was doing that. Yeah. Like, so I had this natural thing, but I think it did come from that because I had no artistic bone in my body growing up at all. Right. I was just all about like partying and whatever I could do. So we do that. And then my buddy's like, dude, this girl from our high school, she makes so much money shooting weddings. I was like, oh, I'll never shoot a wedding. I'm not going to shoot a wedding.
Dude, I know. I had the same thought.
Especially back in 2014?
Yeah, 2014.
Oh, yeah.
And she was pretty established back then. Nikon shooter, but so it's Nikon-esque. So very like blown out and whatever. But anyways, she made good money. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. But I would never do that. And then I had some friends from church when I used to go to church. COVID changed that. Anyways, from church, they were like, can you shoot our wedding? And I was like, I heard. Yeah. I heard. Now, I shouldn't have charged, but I did. I charged $500. And I was like, I'm going to get $500 for shooting a wedding? This is crazy. Like, I work a whole day at work. Yeah. This is like... Well, yeah, because it does come from like my warehouse mentality. I also worked in a lot of warehouses and stuff, and so like you're making $12 an hour back then. I wouldn't even come close to $500 in a day, and so it was just insane. Like, oh, you're gonna give me $500? Cool. Shot that wedding. I didn't do terrible. They still post those photos sometimes and tag me. Nice. And I'm like, damn, it's a good reminder of when I started. That's when I started. For sure. So I think I'm on my 10th year. This is after this year, I'm done. It's 10 years. So that happened, but I still I love video because of skateboarding, all that kind of stuff, and I've always just loved making videos and doing fun stuff. And there was a time in my life where I was popular on the internet. It was called Vidi. It was like an app that came out. Yeah,
what's Vidi?
So it was like Reels. It was like
what was that? Vine, kind of like Vine.
It was before Vine.
Wow.
Vine killed it. Justin Bieber invested in this. Rob Dyrdek invested in this. I even met with the app owners because I was getting like thousands a day. I was at 44,000 followers, and that was insane. Wow! And even the owners sent me a green screen. I made funny videos, so I loved video. Damn. I was always video, and I was like, damn, I wish I would have got big now. It sucks that I got big back then because like you couldn't even monetize it back then. Yeah. You couldn't even get people to go to your YouTube channel. It was just not a thing. People didn't want to leave apps. People still don't, but I don't really kind of believe that. I think I leave apps all the time to go look at stuff.
Totally.
So that was fun. And so that's been in my head. Like, I want to do video. And so I start shooting weddings. And then I get in contact with this dude from my church, Brett. He was an incredible photographer. And I'm like, dude, let me shoot a video for one of your weddings for free. Like, I'll just go and shoot it. Oh yeah. Let me ask my couple. And they said, oh, perfect. Yeah. Come shoot our wedding for free. And, I shot alongside him, and that was the ticket because I got to see how weddings are really shot because he's already done he's been doing it for 3-4 years prior to that. So you're seeing a seasoned pro for sure. Yeah.
Inspires for sure.
Yeah. And so I get all of my everything from him, and then I'm shooting video, and it was great. And then obviously like my pride and my ego, like I don't want to be called a videographer though. Like everyone's like, oh, you do video. I'm like, I'm a photographer first. Only because I don't know what it is. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I say filmmaker now instead of videographer because videographer, there's like it's like a stigma almost around it. Like It's almost like a lesser, like you're
It's
the
like
lesser.
you just press the record button if you're just a videographer.
Yeah,
You
like,
just press it.
It's like the people that just like set a tripod up. You know, you're like, nah, we do more than that.
A lot more than that.
We make something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And then what really boosted my career is I got in touch with one of those factory wedding companies that pimp you out as a videographer. And I never told anybody. And so I would always just be on stories. I'm shooting a wedding, but I was making, I think it was like $100 an hour. So you make $800.
Yeah.
You don't have to edit. Yeah. It was great. And I was lead and show up with all my gear. But it was a perceived value. So that's how I kept growing without doing ads and stuff. Do you have boogers?
No.
Okay.
You look great. You look great.
Okay. I felt something.
I'd tell you if you had a
Do
boogie.
you see it? Okay.
Nah, you're good, dude.
Okay. So that right there was perceived value because I was always shooting weddings and I was like, oh, I'm at a wedding. I would never tell anybody I was doing it like that though because it was what for what?
Yeah.
So they can hit their link. And so, oh, Joey does this. He's always out doing stuff. And I was doing like 40 weddings. Not all of them were that. It was growing together. I would work for that company and then, oh, can you do our wedding? And I'd book my own. And it would just rise together. And then obviously by like 20, I think like 17 or 18, I stopped doing that company because I was just too busy on my own.
Yeah.
And then 2017, I started a commercial media company with my buddies. And then that was really cool. And now I'm just way over in my head. Like just, oh my God, this is too much work. I leave that company in 2019. Their company's still doing great. Then obviously COVID happened. Yeah. But the crazy thing is I made more money during COVID years than ever before. So 2020, 2021, 2022 were like my biggest years. Insane numbers. Like I oh my God, like this is insane.
You're like doubling what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know? And so I know people like were taking a like absurd amount.
Oh, and the money was insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I always make a joke that I peaked in 2019. And that's what it feels like because I was in magazines. I was traveling the world a lot.
Yeah.
Some of my best weddings.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. And then your mental health goes down way more. And then after COVID ends, I get hit by a car in 2022, which sucks because I was getting back on everything. Like my mental health was getting great. I'm back on doing stories and just being myself, really vulnerable. And I get hit by a car, spend 10 days in the hospital. And that was hell because it was right during wedding season. Like everyone's nightmare.
You're peaking too.
Dude, yeah. I was
September.
telling Aaron briefly about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, dude, did you know he got hit by a car? He's like, what? I was like, yeah, man. He had like, and that was the importance of like, I'm sure your community, man, right? Really leaned into that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so luckily I have amazing people that work with me, that shoot for me and stuff. My second shooters, my lead shooters and stuff. Because that was peak season, like insane. I had so many more weddings to go, and I obviously couldn't do anything. The day I got hit, I had a wedding in Ojai, which is like 3.5 hours from my house, and my buddy, he went out and did it the next day.
Damn.
What a guy.
Yeah, and obviously there are some terrible clients that didn't care, and so they gave me like hard time.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, man.
One client threatened to sue me. I said, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because once I got hit by a car, I had to stop paying everything.
Yeah.
So my credit score is probably like 420 blaze it, maybe less. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Maybe less. I gave up.
But like who that's not important at that moment, right?
No.
Like,
life is
being
important.
alive and
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because 2022, we were looking at like houses. Like, we can like, we built our credit back up. We're like life is amazing. Oh, and we had a kid in 2015 too, my other son.
Yeah.
So we have 3 kids. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna bounce everywhere.
You're good,
for sure.
man.
No, we're
ADHD.
It's
All
okay.
right.
It's right. Yeah, we'll guide you and stuff.
Yeah. So that accident, it's hard to say if it ruined my life or something, but like it definitely did something to me.
Yeah.
There's like you say, there's no coming back from that, and that's what it feels like. Because during that time, that's like when I like really ramp posting. I really ramp deals. I really ramp being out there, and I couldn't do anything until like November, and even then I couldn't really lift my arm. I was shooting weddings, but like I had to go lay down in the back because my back would just be shot. Because this is all titanium.
Damn.
My whole chest right here is titanium, like honeycomb kind of stuff.
What?
I didn't even know that.
And it mends to your bones, so they had to like, my bones were shattered, so they had to like re-puzzle everything.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, and like still have pain like right here to the touch. I can lift my arm, but like I have to like ease into it, and then once I get going, I'm good. Like, it's all good. I
heard that little crack too.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it happened. When this pops out, oh, it's gross. Because I do CrossFit. I love CrossFit. I've been doing CrossFit for like 10 years. That's what sucks too, because during 2022, I was like, I'm going to really take CrossFit serious. I did. And I signed up for all these events, and like I did my first event. It was great. I came in last probably, but like it was amazing. I finally did it. Like I got over my fear of competing, because and usually I'm shooting the competitions too, so I could never compete. So I signed up for my own, and then I signed up for 2 more, and I couldn't go to those. I was on a roll to like get back to myself, because I was always about self-development. I'm always about like inspiration and how we should all inspire each other, and always talk about everything that's wrong with us and what we're going through, because there's tons of people who reach out in DMs like, oh, I'm so happy you shared that, because I'm going through that too, and it feels good to know. Oh, dude, thanks for sharing that with me, because it feels good to know that I'm not alone. And so all that was just taken from me, because I lost all my power. Like I lost all of my confidence, everything. Get hit by a car, and like I bounced back as fast as I could, because I didn't want to be that guy who got hit and then it's all over. Like I wanted to be that guy who got hit and he's already in the gym. What the fuck? Like, well, how's he in the gym already?
I was mind blown, because I mean, I follow your stuff religiously. Was like just seeing, I really do. It's always like a treat to watch your stuff, because I was telling Aaron, you're very much yourself. And I don't know you on a personal level, but when you follow someone long enough, you start to feel like you know someone and like what they're going through. And like, just for me, like you're so open about everything. And like your mental health and everything. And that made me feel good. When I started, you know, like diving into like needing that kind of stuff, it was like, damn, it makes you feel like it's okay, you know? And like those kind of people, like just being, that's what I try to bring my authentic self. Like if you don't like this, don't book this. Right?
Please don't.
And that's what I love about you, is like you're just genuine, man.
You're just yourself too.
Yeah.
And also too, like just hearing what you said, you know, you start from the beginning, like from the past like decade or so, you know, like I think you've embraced that about yourself, you know, like you've being viral since before TikTok even happened, and you like, you know, wanting to capture like cool shit already in the beginning. It's like, you kind of knew what you wanted to do. Like I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to, you know, do this now. Like what you're doing right now, is something you kind of like see yourself doing?
Yes. I mean, the dream is in 10 years, my wife and I getting a van and just shooting elopements all over. You know, that's the dream. Because I still love this. I love it deeply. Like it's my life. But it was my identity before. Like I was all about it. This is who I am. I'm a wedding professional. And it's not so much my identity anymore. I don't know why. I don't want to call it burnout. I just want to, like, I think it's from my accident where like you see true colors of people, and like clients who are just insane on me, dude. It was hard.
I can only imagine. I mean, and like, so do you think that was what shifted that?
Oh, 100%.
That mentality.
That accident screwed me.
For me, for a long time, like I was a chef my entire life, and that was my identity, and I wanted people to know that. I wanted people to like know that's what he is. That's what he does. And then as I grew older and older, I stopped giving a shit
it's
about
weird.
titles. And I was like, no, I don't care. But that's not what's important anymore.
But
I was just wondering if that's what you know, there's like a shift for everyone.
Because I wanted to be rising star, you know. I didn't even get it. I'm like, dude, I shot a wedding in Yosemite. I shot a wedding in Italy, you know. How come I didn't get fucking rising star? Like I didn't even like try to apply. I don't even know how you do it. But like all these people I'd follow from back then, like Logan Cole and like just all these great people. I'm like, damn, they did it. Like I want to do that, and it didn't happen. And it obviously that kind of hurts. And you're like, damn, am I even good? Like,
was that comparison's a thief?
Oh, dude.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Joy kind of thing.
Yeah. I love saying
it's hard. It's true though. You know, especially in this industry where you have to put everything out there. For everyone to see. If you want to keep, you know, booking, you know, keep growing, you have to put it out there. And like, it's definitely a hard thing to deal with. Nothing will take a shot at your mental health. More than
every day.
Fucking Instagram.
That people,
especially now, bro.
People inquire and they don't respond back. I'm like, why? Like, do I suck? It's the numbers. It's probably the numbers. But then how come they don't want to like talk about it? Because maybe we can change some things and make it work. That's the mental health right there too. Is like, damn, like they didn't even say thank you when I gave them their album, like their online
that gets
gallery.
To your head, man. Seriously, like, man,
the first time just happened to me, man. Like had a wedding, you shot it with me, and they didn't say, I don't know why, but they didn't respond at all to their film, and I was like, fuck,
it's the worst.
Like especially the film, like really, that was one of my favorites, and I don't know, maybe maybe life got
that's
crazy for
that's
them.
what
right?
I have to say.
I try to
like,
just like remember that, you know, life gets
yeah.
crazy. So, but it definitely fucks with you.
Yeah, I don't
Sometimes
understand
too,
that.
man. Sometimes like they hired you for a reason. They loved your stuff, and I think whatever you sent to them is like you did your part, and it's up to them how to take it. It's their day. You know,
Yeah.
they can't control their emotion.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not expressive. You know, they're not like.
I hope that's it.
Right.
Like, geez.
That's what I hope too. That's what
If you
I
hate
know. That's
it,
what I
just,
think.
like,
That's what I
tell me
think.
so I can work on it. Like,
I know,
seriously.
like give me some damn notes, man.
Yeah.
Okay, what about, I don't know about if this is a thing for you. For me, like fucking reviews, man. Do you struggle to get reviews? Do you care about reviews? Because it's so hard to like, it's like pulling teeth to get couples to leave a review sometimes.
I just don't know where I want them to put the review.
Yeah.
Because like they can do the review there. So I don't really have a spot for it. And so I don't
link this shit in an email.
where do you to link to
Just
what?
to Google, to my Google
To
reviews.
Google.
Yeah, Google
okay, maybe
reviews.
I'll start doing that.
And usually it comes out later on. They'll review it and it's nice, but I'm like, I want you to do it now.
Yeah.
When you're happy, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you
Do it right now when you watch the shit.
I just have never thought that the reviews would do much.
Yeah.
I don't know. People do it. They'll
Yeah.
do it out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit, thanks.
Yeah, it's nice to, I mean, I think for me it's like a validating thing.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, okay,
Maybe I need that.
it made me feel good, like you actually liked it or whatever. Or I've had couples that are like, oh, I saw your reviews. Like I had this one wedding, I second shot photo, but I shot video without them knowing.
Wow.
And then I made a reel and they were like, yo,
Yes.
what the hell? Like we had no clue. We wish we would have hired a videographer. You know, and they put that in a review on their own. And I was like,
He wasn't even
do you
the
know how
videographer.
powerful that review was? And people reference it now. So like for me, I'm like, please.
It goes a long way.
Please
Sometimes
leave a review.
rather, hey, forget about the tip. Just leave us like a good review.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care
That
about
goes
it.
a long way.
Oh, yeah.
Write me a note or a review, something. Yeah,
Use Google too. Google goes a long way.
it does.
We send their deliverables. It's like, hey, if you have a minute, we enjoyed shooting your wedding. Can you leave us a
Yeah.
review, please?
I should do that.
It's always
something.
interesting because like for me, I mean, maybe I don't know how. Do you guys have a pretty good like return on reviews when you send them out?
Yeah, people reference it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like you have like it's mostly through Google.
Yeah, I wonder like if you like make it required before they like can open the link.
Oh,
Oh, that would be
I mean,
crazy.
that would be
dude.
amazing.
That's
Like,
kind
you
of those
gotta-
tip thing when you after
Yeah,
do
you
some
got to
stuff,
review
you have
this
a little
shit
tip.
before you even open the shit up.
sorry.
That's great. That's like a paywall,
Sorry.
bro.
It's just like a firewall right there.
I'd be
No,
so pissed.
That'd be crazy, actually.
Someone that's me, I'm like, oh, you're getting a fucking 1 star,
I know.
buddy.
I don't think that would
Sure.
do very. I don't think it'd go over very well.
This review is forced.
Yeah, but
Dude,
yeah,
just going back real quick, man. Like it's been 10 years since that, scratcher moment.
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your mind like at that moment? You feel like, dude, I know there's something I wanted to do. I'm already into the art
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And that moment happened is like, dude, like you're still in the beginning of your career at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. So
What kind of went through your mind?
I cried for one. I cried. I called my wife crying. Because it was honestly life-changing money.
yeah,
Even though it doesn't seem like that, but it really was because I made the one right move. I bought a tool that has funded my family for the past 10 years, which is insane.
that's powerful, man.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Like one little thing, and like, wasn't it like there was like an ATM truck? when
Yeah.
you were-
So I went there to go to the ATM. I didn't even go there to get anything. I went there to go to the ATM, pull money out, but they were doing stuff. So I went inside and I got a drink and I bought a scratcher.
Yeah.
I went and sat in my car to wait for them to finish, and boom. I don't think I went to the ATM after that. I think I just went straight to my job really quick and I kept it on me, like in my front pocket of my scrubs.
They just gave you cash.
No.
All right, they
No.
don't do
no,
that. Right?
you got to send it
I
out.
was like,
Yeah.
holy shit!
Yeah.
What kind of like 7-Eleven has that kind of cash? On
They have that there in the back.
No. Yeah, and I went to work, and it was hard to work because I wanted to drive to the next city and go to the lottery place and turn it in because
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Finished my day that day, and then I just had plans. I'm buying that camera, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just wanted it because everyone always told me, so I borrowed a camera from my friend prior, and I would take pictures, and on Facebook, everyone would be like, oh my God, these are so good. You're good. And I'm like, oh, damn, maybe I can try this because I wanted a camera anyway. And then that happened, and obviously I got what I needed because it worked out. And then a lot of other things would happen because to become what we are, it's a lot of money initially.
Yeah,
you know?
is.
Yeah. Initially, it's like, just how am I going to be able to do that? Like, I used to tell myself, I will never be able to get an L lens, like a Canon L lens. Like, there's no way. They're $2,000. there's no way I'll ever be able to do that. I'll just get Sigma forever, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's so weird as you keep going, all these things that it's like how people would always say, look back to your old self would be proud of you right now, even though you're not proud of yourself or whatever. Like I always see memes like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's true though.
Oh yeah. Your old self would love to know where you are right now, or whatever it is. Like,
Or when you're like, for me, if I, we were always talking about this lately, just trying to be like really grateful for what we have and the jobs that we have, because it's like at one point we really wanted this.
Oh yeah.
And like when I'm feeling like crappy or whatever, when I wake up to go to a wedding, I'm like, I don't want to do this today. I try to really think about like, no, you get to do something rad today.
Yeah.
It changes, like just shift the focus,
It's even doing like family sessions.
Yeah.
Let's say you're not in the mood, but then you'll shoot the family session and you get so much joy afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, damn, why did I come into that cranky?
Right.
Like, like this is awesome. Why was I in such a bad mood? So I'll always pump myself up before a shoot. Like, hey, you feel like doo-doo right now, but you're going to shoot this and you're going to be yourself and you're going to have such a good time and you're going to feel so good after. Right?
Yeah.
And it's always a pep talk with myself, and it always is. It's always an amazing experience.
It's so true. My wife will always be like, Chase, it's always the couples you're bitching about. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like them. And then you're like besties afterwards.
Yeah,
And I'm like, it is weird how that works out. Like, I think it's just, you have your own red flags about people in general. And like, if they're completely different than you or very type A and I'm not, it's like, I don't know, man, this is going to be like micromanaging me the whole time.
Right.
Then it turns out and it's not. You're like, this is great.
Yeah, I shouldn't have overthought that.
I know. It's just like a wasted energy.
It's like me. It's like, man, it's a privilege to shoot someone's biggest day of their life.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's only once. Like, it's pretend like it's yours.
Yeah.
And show up the way like someone would show up for yours.
Yeah.
For your own wedding.
Dude, I was so nervous shooting his wedding because I knew he was, in this industry. So like I followed Aaron years before he ever reached out because he's a fucking crazy photographer. We do these massive landscapes, and Aaron had a huge following on IG, and he was like one of those, like Pete McKinnon kind of guys.
Okay.
Where you're like, everything's like these Yosemite bangers, and you're like, what the hell? And then when he reached out, I was like, tell my wife, yo, this guy reached out to me. Like, I followed him, and I think he's so good. And then we got on the call and everything, and I was like, I thought you guys were just fucking with me, honestly. And then, because I was I'm still new in this industry. So it was kind of pretty wild, for him to like just take the chance on me to book his wedding. Cause I was like, there's so many better people, but I was, when I edited the thing, man, I was so scared. I was like, I got to make this good, like
they're
I have
going
to
to know
really,
where there's bad spots.
and then the entire crew of his wedding, nothing but photographer filmmakers, like all of his homies. And they're all like watching me work. And
that's
like,
the worst.
but they're great. They're really talented people. So it was really cool.
Yeah. It's like, it's crazy being on the other side. It's like me, it's like, dude, hiring somebody like someone neutral, like not in my circle, but knowing the fact that he's like, dude, his work is dope.
Yeah.
And I trust his vision, and it's good to see someone's perspective, someone's unique perspective about your day. So it's just great being on the other side, just seeing like, man, that's how you saw it. It's like, it's crazy just seeing like the way it came out. And like, cause you shoot so many weddings, and you see so many other films, but you see yours. It's like, man, it's how couples feel.
Yeah, that's
they see
awesome.
so much stuff online, right? You see but like if it's yours, like, dude, like I don't care about others. Like this is mine, my piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we talked about that last time. Like it doesn't matter, or at some point, I feel like it doesn't matter if you have a great wedding film. It's you and your partner. You're probably gonna like it no matter
right.
what.
Yeah,
you might pinpoint things you don't love, but
my wife will tell me that.
At the end of the day, they're probably gonna love it because it's them.
Yeah,
and it's like, damn, like that's some real shit.
Yeah,
because it's like, they probably obviously want to put your best foot forward, but like at the end of the day, they're gonna love it just because they have it. My favorite thing, I have cell phone videos of my mother-in-law took of our wedding of the speeches. They're horrible, but I love them.
Right,
that's all I have.
Yeah, people love a picture of themselves from an iPhone.
Yeah.
So like, how come they're not gonna love my work?
Yeah,
they are.
So most people, I think, at the end of the day, are going to really resonate more with the person than their work. Right. I think it's more about the people.
100%.
I'm big on that.
Yeah, and going back to your personality, so if you've done a lot of reps early on in your career, shooting weddings for, you said like in 2017 and earlier.
Well, I've shot over 400.
Oh, what?
So, yeah.
400 weddings, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So tell us about like just what you learned when you're shooting for other people before you even started your own stuff.
Right. I mean,
what'd you learn, and how'd you
like? You don't know anything about timelines. You don't know anything, and you're just getting thrown into this. And there's probably a lot of people out there who would say, "Oh my God, I can't believe anybody would just throw someone into their wedding day like that." But there's people for all types of budgets.
Yeah.
And so like my first couple, they didn't have a budget, so 500 to them was probably 5,000 to them.
Yeah.
And that was 5,000 to me. Like, damn, $500.
Totally.
And I didn't know a thing. I didn't know, like, I think I looked it up on YouTube. And so we met up and we made a timeline. and that was kind of cool. And then once I saw like the real pro do his thing when I was shooting video, there's so many things that I took from that. His prompts, the way he talks to his couples, and like, oh, you can talk like that. This motherfucker said that. So
what did he say?
So I could be me, because he would just say like just things that are mildly uncomfortable, but they're funny. People would laugh. But he said that. Everybody say penis, whatever, something like that. Like I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, man. I'm always like teetering that line, like, who wants to grab some asses today?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
like, dude, am I gonna get canceled right now?
Yeah. And that's another thing too. I didn't want to do this if I had to be somebody else.
Yeah.
It is too hard to upkeep a different mask. Like, you can't do that. Like, I need to just be who I am, and hopefully it works. And this whole time it has worked, and that's been my thing, is like, when someone inquires, I immediately, as fast as I can, I copy their number. I read their inquiry because it tells me a little bit about them. Yeah. I send a video straight to them. Yo, what's up? It's Joe Reger, photographer / videographer extraordinaire. And thank you so much for even considering me, because right now you're just considering. And I'll mention some things about them and if I can relate. And I'll say, yo, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., FaceTime call. Let's do it. Oh, heck yeah, let's do it, So I hop on a FaceTime call. I tell them everything I offer. I know there's like stupid salesy things you can do, but I really just try to like talk to them. Yeah. But like, you're supposed to let them talk, and you barely talk.
Yeah, that's what my wife always tells me.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck it.
Like, no, I want to like, let's try to become buddy as acquaintance-y. Like, I don't want to just have this like this suits talk, or we're just gonna talk numbers and that's it. Yeah. Like, I want to laugh and I want to like enjoy the conversation, because that's a big tell for me if I even want to do it. Yeah. And it's a very liberating feeling when you tell a couple like, I don't want to shoot your wedding, I'm sorry. Or like, like things like that.
You don't fit the vibe checks.
Exactly. Like, like I'm so, like, I don't think it's gonna work.
Right. Have you had to do that like face to face?
No, I would never.
Right? Can you imagine the fucking?
I'm a little bitch. I'll do it
like
on text.
The adrenaline rush you'd get. Like, I'm gonna hype
I thought you were gonna
shit.
do that. Like, oh shoot.
No, I'm not that ballsy.
Fuck you.
No.
FaceTime call, hang up.
No. Those are the worst though. When they're the FaceTime calls, I want to get off this. I already know. Yeah. Like, this is not gonna work.
I know, man. Right. I've had plenty of those, and you're just like, for you, is it okay? And I know this sounds crazy. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Do you ever look at a couple and be like, they're not pretty enough? Is that a weird thing?
No.
I'm asking because I've heard of people tell me that.
No, as a human being, of course.
For your work, like your portfolio, like, do you want to put out the kind of people you attract? It's a weird thing, but we're all human.
No, yeah. So like real talk, I of course will like have my first appearance, like how I feel when I first see them. Yeah. But it doesn't like negate me from like
totally.
Yeah. It's just like sometimes it'll be like, this might be a little hard.
It's a weird thing to have to think about.
Yeah.
But like, we're also like, we have to make people look good.
Yes.
We have to make them look in their best. And for me, it's not even necessarily a look thing. Sometimes it's also like, if they're going to give me enough of what I need to do what my job the best I can for them. Yeah.
A lot of people are introverted and they'll hit me up. They say, we want you because you are you and we are in our shell. We want you to take us out. Yeah. Like, oh, dude, that's easy. Yeah. But when it comes to like the ones like the girls will say, just make sure you don't have my double chin. Yeah. And so throughout the day, I have to remind her in a way of like, hey, tuck your shoulders back and then bring your chin out. Oh, it's my double chin. Like, okay, but you told me about it, so I'm going to keep telling you about it, and it feels awkward, but
Yeah. We're just trying to do our best to like make sure that they're happy at the end of the day, right? Like, they're not going to be pissed
you
later
expressed
on.
a concern, and now I have to unfortunately point it out every time you want to get a photo.
It kind of takes away from your creativity, and it's the way
it does.
Yeah, organically. Or
like someone says like, I have a good side, and you're like, does it fucking matter? Like, it really shouldn't. Like, we're here. This is like you. Yes. This is I can't change you. Yeah. And like, we were talking last time too, like about just the time period, like people like, oh, that looks so 2020, or that looks so, well, yeah, because that was fucking 2020, right? Yeah. That should be how it looked that year. Like that was what it was like, then that's what it was like. Yeah. That's a moment in time, I mean,
I will say I do wish I gave in to trends, and it's a selfish reason to make more money. Totally. Because like, damn, if I edit fucking all orange, maybe I can have 20,000 followers. Because it's always these stupid ass photographers. I don't give a shit. Yeah. That's true. That their presets are Donald Trump.
It's sepia bride.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you have 20,000 40,000 followers, and your shit looks like it's just orange piss.
Yeah.
And there's no skill in that, because all they're doing is importing and then preset all, and maybe they'll mess with the what the hell is it called?
The exposure?
Exposure.
Maybe.
Like, make it bright and airy.
If you're lucky, they'll I don't feel like they adjust. I know what you're saying. There's a couple. It's always, for me, it's like really satisfying when I see a photographer that used to do that, and then they fucking snapped out of it. And then it's like, oh, thank God. That this one that I worked with once just from Vegas. And so desert, everything was like sepia. And I was like, oh my God. And same thing, hella following. And then one day I just saw all these natural tones and I was like, oh, good for you. Because it just like looked a little bit more realistic. Like skin tones looked like skin.
You're trying to be timeless, but like I understand the idea, like the inspiration behind doing an edit that you like. And there's some funky edits I love that I wish I could do for weddings, but it looks like shit.
Totally.
For 5 years from now, it's going to be way shittier.
Yeah.
Even though I love it, so I'll mess around and use that on my own stuff. Like 100% green. I don't give a crap. Looks great. I'm using this on my own photo. I like it. How come I can't do that for weddings? But I just, it's because I have their best interest in mind. Like I don't want to do this trend that you're going to hate 10 years from now when you're resharing your photos.
Exactly. Totally.
But it kind of sucks because then I'm stuck to doing a timeless look. I'm like, how can I make this a little more like you? Yeah. And it still has like niceness to it. Like, I don't know how to.
I started recently like taking a batch of a gallery. If I'm shooting photo, I'll take like 20, 30 photos and I'll duplicate them, and then I'll do something funky and different to them. I'll make them look Polaroid like, or I'll do something crazy just because, and I'll leave them in the gallery.
Oh,
just to show something a little, just like because of that, right? Something I can do that like gives me joy. I'm not bored like doing the same stuff. And like I did that on one of my last weddings I just delivered, and it was fun because we did a late night flash session. So it was like that kind of Hollywood vibe, and I made them all look like Polaroids.
I love
and
that.
I was like, it was fun because I cropped really weird, and and like the couple was like, this is fucking cool.
I love it.
Cool.
Because it's yours, like you took time to make it like, some signature like style.
And I had that one where like it was the same wedding. All the all these cell phones came out. She walked down the aisle. So I put cats in every fucking hand.
I saw that.
I was like, and I left it in the gallery. I was like, fuck it. And she was like, fuck yeah, I'm printing this shit. I was like, that's cool.
Did you post that, or was that a different reel of someone doing that?
I did it because I saw someone else.
Okay.
Saw someone else did like some chickens or something.
Yeah.
So I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, when I saw it, I was like, I have to do this.
That's amazing.
I have to, because it was like the perfect, like a ton of fucking cameras.
I started doing that, bro.
Yeah, it's too easy not to now.
Yeah.
AI does it for you.
But man, how just like being yourself just like attracts people. I think for us too, when we notice like inquiries, like you saw the work already, but dude, we saw you guys' stories. You guys are partying with people.
Yeah.
You guys are being goofy. Like you're not just there to shoot, but you guys are actually like partying with guests and being a part of it.
I tell people I'm not a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. I can't.
You can't. It's hard to show up to a day just like recording. It's like, nah, we want to be human. It's a human, experience.
And your vulnerability in exchange gives them the right to be themselves, and that's the best part.
Right.
Most definitely.
And that's what I love the most about shooting weddings, is because I am so vulnerable and so extroverted that it's not hard for me to make people feel like, oh shit, this guy's nutty. Let's get nutty.
Exactly. It's addicting. People like when they see that kind of vibe and that energy. I think it's addicting. Like I do every one of my films, I put myself in a film, and every single time I hide myself in every single film. So it's like a job for me. Like how am I going to put myself in their film?
It's like a hidden,
fucking film.
Like a hidden Mickey.
I hide myself in there some way.
Know?
Whether it's me in the background, like filming, and I see myself and I intentionally leave it. One of them was like Megan and Anthony's wedding. They had like a photo book, signing. My wife and I shot together, so we took a selfie, put it in. So when you see the thing flip and you just see us in the corner.
Oh, I love it.
Little things like that, so that you're part of their day. Yeah. Like I want them to remember this forever, and so I'm gonna put myself. We shot a wedding together. We fucking selfied it real quick on the dance floor. Like that kind of stuff to me is like people will remember it, and then they'll like, oh, that guy. Right? Yeah. Because you're being yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when we were talking about having you on, we're like, this guy's the most genuine. Yeah. I think authentic person I've personally seen on Instagram who does not give a fuck. Which I love, man.
That's what they remember too. Like, of course the day was great. You give them the film, but like they remember the experience they have with you. Just like, oh, you're so freaking funny.
Yeah, it's fun.
Made everybody just laugh and like made everybody feel comfortable. It's like you're able to, like one time, like one of our guys, name's David, like he's a B-boy. I used to B-boy. Two of our guys used to be B-boys. There'd be some days when like, dance floor is going crazy and lit. and they would just throw down in the
Oh,
dance
hell
floor.
yeah.
Oh damn!
Dude,
I
they would
wish.
B-boy. They would like do like crazy stuff on the dance
Really?
floor. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
Legit.
awesome.
Yeah. And then one time, one of the couples had like karaoke session, like at the end of the night. It's an Asian wedding.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Come on, Aaron, you gotta Filipinos, you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
known for karaoke and
Yeah.
stuff."
I shoot a lot of Filipino weddings.
Yeah. It's like, "Come on, Aaron, just you gotta hop on there." And I was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they when the bride tells you to hop
Oh,
on, you
dude,
gotta do
yeah.
it. You can't say
yeah.
no, so
Yeah.
you gotta do it. So there's me having that like opportunity to do that, and like, dude, like they see you as more than just like a vendor at that point.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So someone is like a homie shooting your wedding. Because I would tell our couples too in the call, the consultations, it's like, hey, like that's pretty much our approach. Like we want to show up to your day as homies, like a friend pointing a camera to your face.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't see the camera, you see this.
Right.
See the human being and
Right.
behind it. So,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure you make that couples feel that way with your
Yeah.
personality.
When you're jumping in the pool with them and everything,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
the way you
know?
hype them up, the way you just engage everybody, like it makes a ton of difference. And also, like you said, right, you kind of pick and choose your couple if they're a vibe too, if they're open to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's some couples that we kind of like, we talk to them, we talk to them, how do you guys meet? We kind of like, we kind of check how they interact with each other. You know, there's something more quiet and reserved. It's like, I don't know if we can extract something.
Right.
If we just call, I don't know if you can, you know,
Yeah.
via vibe.
There's
so,
some that I don't text like to like follow up.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's ones that I follow up kind of a lot because I'm like, dude, I really want this one. Like,
Yeah.
There's some that I don't even. Cause
Yeah.
I already
I know.
know. Like, there's no. If they want me, they'll
It's-
come back. That's all. Whatever.
Yeah, especially the first call, we don't tell them, oh yeah, you're good now. So like we can't tell them, hey, we have another couple on the same weekend as you. We only take one couple per weekend,
Ooh.
right? And so we have a chance to kind of like talk on the side, me and my buddy. Hey, should we take this
Yeah.
client?
Yeah.
Did they pass the vibe check for us?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
this the couple that we want to work with? And if it is, then yeah, we reply back
It's just
to
so
them.
hard though as a full time job. Like you can't pick and choose so much. That's the hard part.
Uh-huh.
But if you do have weekends that are already kind of booked, like I don't need this.
If you don't need it,
Yeah.
I'm saying if you need it, sure,
Yeah.
like kind of see like, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, for
we
sure.
can deal with them, sure.
Yeah.
But if something like, oh man, like,
Fuck,
it's
if
not
it's
gonna be
next year,
worth
though,
it.
I don't know if it's going to be a possibility for me.
Exactly.
Like next year, I'm like, shit, I don't know if I can say no.
Yeah, I
You
dude, I know.
I don't know. I've been seeing it all over threads. Like photographers are like, hey, is anyone else like noticing a dip? And I know a lot of people are talking like, well, COVID's now catching up because people weren't dating.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they say. I don't know how real
Or
that
the
is.
predatory photographers that are out there like, hey, take my master class and
Yes.
learn how to
Oh,
ads.
God, I know.
There's so
man.
many of you. Why are you doing that if you are doing well? I don't get it.
I know. That is
I
interesting.
can't trust it.
Yeah. No, it's it's so true, man. Yeah, it's really difficult to know if they're legitimate or not.
My whole algorithm is that because they
Yeah.
know that I need it. God, leave me alone, dude. What I've been doing has been working. Am I becoming like ancient now? I gotta
No.
freaking do TikTok. I hate TikTok.
Dude, I hate TikTok too. We have a TikTok for this, this channel I never posted yet.
God, I hate it. I
Posted
don't.
on YouTube for it, not on TikTok. Just because, like, I don't understand. I'm not trying to be this old crotchety guy, but I'm like, I just don't understand it. Like,
Yeah.
like the flow of it. Like, I know how to get in and out of
Right.
Instagram, but there's something like I'm always just like fed weird shit
Oh,
on
I
TikTok.
get weird
Like, it's always
stuff.
girls
Algorithm
fucking
is
crying in the bathroom, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, there's
I
like
don't-
random lives. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
What is
this?
Some
Why are
dude
they
just
opening?
sleeping?
They're opening oysters.
Yeah.
Get pearls. What's going?
This
and then I
algorithm
watch
sucks.
it. Then I watched it. I caught myself watching fucking oysters for an hour, and I was like, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "They got the big black one. You got to see this shit." And she's like, "What are you?" And then that's all I get now. Fucking oyster shuckers,
shucking.
man. It's fucking weird. So I'm like, fuck TikTok, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I know too. Even Instagram Reels, like, cool, it's healthy, it's cool. An hour later, like, dude, how did it end up
Yeah.
this side of Instagram, like crazy, like funny, stupid stuff?
Yeah, dude.
Time to get off.
Yeah.
At that point, when I see, like,
Oh, dude, yeah.
How did it end
When the
up here?
comments say like legendary reel pull, I'm like, oh, you're right. And this is pretty mythical. Like, what
I love that.
Yeah. So I started doing it. It's fun, and people like it. And like, oh,
Oh,
I'm so
dude.
witty.
Have you seen the new? This is just the last couple of days. The trending audios on Instagram that are literally like half seconds.
So
All I hear is a
I don't know why Instagram doesn't ban that
They
shit.
should be flagging it. All I hear is good, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I don't know how
It's
people
like
are getting a
someone
million
literally, like-
views on this. Yeah, and it'll.
And that's all you see.
That's crazy.
And,
You
and, the,
watch
and the
it.
tactic is they make a long script
Yeah.
so that you keep reading it as it keeps view,
Every time.
view,
Wow.
view.
And it's obnoxious.
I
and
hate
like,
it.
That's all I hear now. I just hear like sounds like a click track.
Makes me not even want to be on the app. It
Yeah.
just
I
I think
frustrates
it's
me.
hypnosis at some point.
It's
Dude, it's
awful.
frustrating. And it's like, yeah, exactly. I don't even want to be on it and engage on it
Like,
because
this is what it's coming to.
it's like when that guy, that corn kid, corn.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I heard every reel.
Oh,
Corn,
yeah.
you know?
No way.
Yeah.
Do you remember that shit?
It's
Like that's all yours. It's
Oh
corn.
yeah. The corn.
It's like
freaking-
worse than that, man.
It has the juice.
Yeah. So
Man.
let's see. I had a question for you, man. When you started doing photo and video, did you do it out of necessity? Like did you know that this was going to be something that you wanted to support your family with?
Well, so I did respiratory therapy still for
Yeah.
4 years as I was doing photo and video for weddings because I only worked twice a week.
Yeah.
As a respiratory therapist, and so I was able to do both, and it was great money. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why I did it. But then like weddings got way 40 a year was rough, and doing even just 2 days a week of other job, it was still enough to make things horrible. And even in that time when I had that media company, that was 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Man.
It was awful. And so I knew that this is a thing now. I can go full time. Like actually, I was full time, but this is my sole thing. And so that's when I quit doing respiratory therapy. I went to school for it, everything like that, and I quit it. And I even let my license lapse. Like I don't want to fall back on it.
Yeah.
I tattooed my hands. We're gonna make it a little harder to get a job if we have to, So I like full commit.
What year was that you quit?
2019.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
when they
right
really
before the
needed
pandemic.
you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
And the emails I was getting, how much money you can make.
Oh,
but when
yeah.
when that first hit, I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I'm not going to talk about my views on it all, but like at first, I was terrified.
Yeah.
Like my kids we're not doing anything. We're staying in our yard.
Totally,
and
we're the same way.
keeping that distance from our family members and everything because I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And when I got it, I was like, dang man, I really can't taste anything.
Yeah.
Like this is
Dude, I remember
this
you
is
posted
crazy.
that, and you like sushi a lot. So
Oh, yeah.
it ruined it for
Yeah,
you.
it did. It made cucumbers like sweet. It was the weirdest things. Hand sanitizer smelled god awful.
Dude, I didn't get it for like legitimately till last year for the first time
Whoa.
that I was aware of, right? I mean, we would test nonstop, and then I was like, oh man, like I woke up feeling kind of crappy, walked in, took a test. I've never seen it instantly turn. I've been taking so many that I never saw, you know, a positive. So I walk in, my wife's taking a shower, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And we were getting ready to leave to go to
whoop,
Florida.
walk back.
And we're like, oh no.
Oh, no.
We were literally getting ready to leave, and we were still able to travel, but like we had to get, she went and immediately got Paxlovid and all that shit. And I was like, fuck that, because I hate the doctor. I was like, I'm not going in there for that shit. You can kill me. I'm not doing it.
No way.
And then she got over, and I luckily had a mild case, but like I lost my fucking smell, and I was like, whoa, like it's a trip, man.
It's weird.
Especially because that's how you really taste, you know, it's just smelling.
Yeah. And so that kind of weirded me out.
Dude, yeah, the fatigue is not a
Oh,
joke.
the fatigue was bad too.
Yeah, I was for a week. I had that in 2021, and I actually had the symptoms at a wedding.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was during like reception. I was like, dude, like I'm so tired.
Oh.
And then I got to back to the hotel we were staying at. I was having freaking like shivers.
You got the flu, hopefully.
Yeah, and I was like 103 fever the next
you got
day,
that
and then
hard,
tested, and then
Please don't be.
Shit. See, I didn't have like really like rough.
it's like the
You know what I
worst.
mean? And I'm maybe it's because it was later on after shit had already, you know, I don't know. It was not fun though. And like that, you know, my first wedding, I was telling you before, my first wedding ever, I got like the stomach flu the day of.
Your first wedding?
First wedding ever. And my wife thought I was just nerves. I said, I don't feel good. And she's never really seen me sick. She's never seen me throw up at this point. And I was like, no, I really don't feel good. And she's like, well, you have to shoot a wedding. If you have a foot in the grave, you got to shoot this wedding. And I was like, and I didn't have a community built yet.
Oh, yeah. So
like we're driving out there. I told Aaron, I emptied a diaper bag in the back. And she was like, what are you doing? And I just had to empty. And she was like, oh shit, he's sick. And I started making all these phone calls. And like you, I shot with another photographer, and she gave me my shot, essentially the second shoot, and like the confidence to start my own company. That's how this started. And it was it's pretty much like she heard wind of that what was happening and reached out to her people. And I was able to get it covered last minute.
Dude.
I was 10 minutes away from the venue.
And you're probably looking forward to this for
Dude,
so long.
also like it kind of ruined my business. I just started it.
Yeah.
And it was like, luckily this photographer showed up. That photographer hired me for her wedding, like after shooting that wedding for me.
Wow.
Gave her a fat discount. But I was like, you know, that was like a $1,200 wedding. I thought, oh my God, $1,200.
Yeah.
But it was like, that saved me. And that was like the importance of community, man.
Oh, for sure.
Like when you went through your accident and everything, like that's crazy. I remember seeing all the people helping, like shooting your wedding. You had like, was it your niece?
My sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I was just like watching, I was like, your wife. And I was
Yeah,
like,
my
this
wife.
is wild. Like, this is so cool to see people step up because, and fuck all the couples that gave you a hard time, man. Like, seriously,
yeah.
if you're watching, suck a dick.
That's a big thing about. I'm so big on community with my own shooters and stuff that like I even tell them the perceived value. I say, you're shooting at this wedding for me. Thank you. You don't have to tag me in your stories. This is your wedding too.
That's awesome.
You know, so you can shoot your stories. Your couples think that you're out here getting it with your own couple. And when you with your photos that you take, you don't have to tag me. You can post them. It's your couple, whatever you want, because it's that whole rise together, whatever crap.
Yeah.
I just don't see how it's going to affect me at all.
Yeah.
And if it helps my friends and stuff do better and then makes them like, because I'm taking their time away too, you know? Yeah. And so it felt good once I shifted over to that. Because I think early on I was still very ego manic, whatever the hell the words are, where I was like, you know, if you post anything, you got to tag me. I don't want you to post any of the photos. These are all mine. You know, there's people like that.
Yeah.
And so I made that a thing to where, like, you know, you can definitely use it all and it's all yours. You can pretend it's yours. And I do get wind of like, hey, is it cool if I shoot your last bride? She wants to do this special. Yeah, go for it. Like obviously she didn't want to work with me. That's fine.
But that's awesome.
Because usually it's
very open about that, man.
Oh
like,
yeah.
That's hard to get to that point, you know, for a lot of people, because you want to like build your business. I'm always about referring people out, but it's like, you also still, you know, it's like, it's hard. It's a hard thing that's awesome. You do that. I want to be able to get to that point. Cause like when I shoot hybrid weddings, it's like, it's my business. I hired these people, right? So like, how do I go about doing that? Right? I want to let them to do the thing, you know, like let them post whatever it is, but also like, there's like a boundary with the couple. Like I want to wait until like this is delivered at least to the couple, you know, stuff like that. And that's tough. That's really hard because I'm the same way. I want people to like share the work and I don't own, like I have like photographers come shoot with me. The same thing. I'm like, you can use this gallery. I don't care. But just my biggest thing is like, just can you wait till like at least deliver the gallery?
Right. Yeah.
You know, and that's the hard part. Like you have to have like some sort of boundary sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Cause they find them. Cause like if I shoot the story and I tag them or something, and so they'll go to their page. Oh, there's my photo.
Yeah.
Or something like that, you know? But like, it hasn't really affected me at all.
That's awesome.
That I know of.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, that's important though, you know? Cause like that's a huge thing. Like, cause like when I used to be a chef, it's just ego. Everything.
Oh, dude, ego. I'm battling every day,
so like,
all the time.
It's really important to try to remove that as much as you can because there's so much to go around in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so many weddings happening.
That's why I even feel bad sometimes when I hire my associates, you know, to do weddings, because I'm like, I could have just referred that to them and they could have just had this wedding.
Yeah.
But it's like, I have a business. I need to make money.
Yeah.
I guess I hate to say, is it greed? I don't know, because like I do need money.
I think you help them out. It
is
like,
tough because like like I just asked Aaron to associate shoot for me, right? It's like hard because it's the same thing that he has his own company, right? You could do the same thing, and then my wife was asking me that today, and I was like, that's the hard part. You have a business, and also like. Maybe they like your style. I don't know. That's like
that's what it is.
Yeah. Like it really is.
They still
hard,
want that
though.
brand or something.
It's either they resonate with that or something. But like, there's so many times that people just haven't found the right person either. They don't know this person's out there.
Right.
So it's really difficult.
Yeah. But the associate stuff, I can't even get those booked, obviously, because it's so slow right now.
It is a slow time.
Yeah.
Definitely slow. I had just like I said, that random one just hit me up, and it's like I'm flying home that day. So I was like, okay, I have some associates. Maybe they can.
Oh,
if
you
they're
got to
down,
fly home and then go out?
No, I have to fly home, so I can't book this wedding, but I want to book the wedding.
Right.
So I was like, Aaron, what are you down to shoot?
Yeah.
Pay you X amount. You know, the photographer, you down to shoot, right? I'll edit everything. But it's like, again, it's a fine line between like, should I refer it or should I take it? It's hard.
It's very hard.
Business.
Yeah, let me tell you.
It's hard. It's like that's why when I do this, I'm like, yo, I'll make it worth it at least. I'll give you a couple grand to do this. So that at least it's like, you know, because there's a lot of work to shoot a wedding, even if you don't have to like manage the couple or manage or edit. It's still a lot. It takes a lot out of you.
But to make $100 an hour and not to do nothing after that,
like
it's pretty incredible.
Dude, imagine doing that every week, just associate shooting. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But the way I see it, it's like, as long as I'm representing someone who's like, you know, whose brand is really good, like I like your style.
Yeah.
So like, ooh, I'm representing him at a wedding day. Like, I'm gonna try my best to, you know, make sure my the way I shoot, the way I direct aligns, and sometimes it's cool like that. It kind of like steps away from your own kind of like brand a little bit. And
but the way you shoot, I also love. Like this guy, man, one of my favorite films ever. I wouldn't have been able to do the wedding without him. Was that the first one? First one we shot together.
Oh yeah, Stanford.
It was for it was in Stanford. It was one of the San Francisco Giants players, and like I was terrified because I was like, I need a second shooter. I've never really had success with a lot of video second shooters, and he talks to the people. He gets people to interact with cameras a lot, like good dialogue. And I was like, bro, this like made a difference. Like everything about this, the opening film, literally, it's a cold open with. He's like, paparazzi, how you feeling? And like, as they're getting off the party bus, and it was like the most real moment between the couple. And I was like, holy shit, this is gold, you know? And I don't do that as much. So it's cool to see people's approach, you know?
Yeah, it makes it fun, man. It's making them feel like they're the star of the show.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it's just fun. It's fun shooting with you, man. That's what I like. It's like, as long as it, you know, because the couples you book already a vibe, so already know like they're gonna be fun at the wedding day.
And then that's something you can take too. You know, you hire someone. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna use that.
Exactly,
on
exactly, man.
Exactly.
It makes it fun, man. So I have a question for you, man. Like you have so many turning points in your life. Like you being a dad early on in your life, actually that played a part.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, and especially like the way you are now, and you balancing like, you know, life and work and getting to your dreams and goals and stuff. Like how did that kind of like, how'd you balance that out? Like especially starting your career.
I think the way that I was raised, which I wasn't raised, and I knew that I can't live a life like that. So obviously, like I didn't mess with the drugs that they did. I did fun party drugs that I wouldn't get addicted to or anything. Like I had a good time as a teenager because I had no one to tell me not. You know, I just went out whenever I wanted to. And so when I had my kid, it was so weird because I moved out when I was 15. So I was very much older than what I was. I wouldn't say mature, but I did have that spirit of hustle early on. And so when I had my first child, I knew that I wanted to get married. I wanted to, not because I was religious or anything, just because I love my wife. Like I was like, I gotta marry you. You know? And as a 17-year-old to have that mindset, it's so weird, and people thought I was crazy. And so we got married, and you have a life to take care of now, 2 lives, you know? And so, and I already had the motivation of not wanting to become my parents. And so that was huge for me to like, so in a way they did a good job. Yeah. In a weird, morbid way, I guess. Yeah. Like their downfall with meth and like alcohol, helped me a lot. Yep. I knew what I had to stay away from. I knew that I had to grind. Like I worked so many warehouse jobs, like an incredible amount. I worked for a temp agency, so they'd put me in different warehouses all the time. And then I got the gig at the casino. I got fired 2 years into that just because I had 2 pages of write-ups, because that's who I am. I'm not very professional, you know? Yeah. And so like I got fired from that job. I got fired from almost every job except for respiratory. I quit that on my own, you know? And so just having that upbringing made me the type of person that always has to figure it out, because I always had to figure it out as a kid. Yeah. There's no food, I have to figure this out. My siblings need food, I have to make them something. Because from 1994, that's when that's when I became a dad for the first time. Damn. Because my sister was born. Yeah. And my parents were just drugged up, were like strung out constantly. Yeah. And so like I would. I had a song, macaroni. He was very, very young. We used to always make macaroni for them, like make them top ramen, and like that's what they would do because we didn't have anything. My parents wouldn't make nothing most of the time, and as a 3rd grader, it was such a weird feeling because then my brother was born the next year, and so I had to like be the parent figure for them. And then once we moved out of that city, actually the same city, and then so my middle school years were better because they were kind of sober, and I got to see what real parents were for a little bit, which kind of sucked because they're always on my ass and I was getting grounded all the time and I had to clean all the time. And life was good though. We had a neighborhood full of kids and I didn't have to take care of them all the time. So I went skateboarding, did all kinds of fun stuff, and then shit hit the fan again, and then they got addicted again. And then that house ended up becoming quarantine. It was so bad. Wow. Like the floor of the bathroom was completely gone. You can see the mushrooms growing out the side of the walls. Like it was unreal. Like a movie set. Yeah. Tweaker pad. And I mean, just raising them early on, I didn't have a chance to not hustle. Yeah. You know, and I know that everyone's always against hustle culture, but I'm like, that's not how it works when you're raised a certain way. Like my mind is always fight or flight. Like I'm always freaking out. I got to make sure this happens. I got to make sure that gets done. I can't just sit here. I've been on vacation since July 1st and it's been hell. Yeah. I'm like, I need to work.
Yeah, no, I get that, man. Like,
I have to work.
Yeah. It's hard because like when you work for yourself, and you have a family or a significant other or whatever it is, like you have this, like, it's always in the back of your mind, right? Like trying to enjoy yourself sometimes is difficult.
No,
it's
I'm like,
really hard.
I got galleries due. I got this video. I got to go.
For me, I love, I'm a people person. So working by myself, when I switched into that, like when I moved to Sacramento, I was working from home. I hated it because I was like, I fucking love being around people. This is so hard for me. And that's when I started developing anxiety because I was like, this is like not good for me. And then working weddings, like love it because I can be around people. But then you have those highs, you know, those very deep lows,
dude.
because then you're by yourself and it's only you and you're the only one that can fucking do the work.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit. And especially when you have to, support someone else, it's always in my mind. Yeah. So I completely get that. But that's even like on another level, having to do that at a young age.
I know. I'm not a dad. I have a wife, obviously, but like I always admire being around people who's experiencing life. Like, I know you guys produce good work at the same time, but also like, dude, like people don't understand, like, you know, you have to leave your family to shoot someone's wedding or to do work. And, and a lot of that stuff goes, you know, behind closed doors after you shoot. Yeah. Come back home, you have a feed of families. And you
still got work
like,
to
dude,
do.
like,
you don't even get to go to bed. I got to unload all the SD cards.
Yeah. It's like a weird thing. Like last night, like, you know, like my wife's taking my daughter to swim practice. She's like, yo, can you give Callum a bath? And you're like, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yes, I am. Of course I got it. But like, I have all these other things going through your head, but you're like, yeah, of course, you know, and it's like little things like that just like, you know, realize sometimes they just like eat up. But like, I've told you this before. I mentioned it. I tell couples when I book them, or if I decide not to book them, you have to be cool enough for me to leave my kids for the weekend. And when you tell people that, they're like, oh shit. And I'm like, I'm not fucking joking. Like, you have to be cool enough. I don't have them throughout the week. They're at daycare, school. You have very little time in the evening with them. So you have to be cool enough for me to dip out for the day and like leave my family, because I love being around my family. So and that's like a powerful thing, being able to say no to people. To say no to, like, nah, I don't have to fucking shoot your wedding.
That's where I think I'm at with I want to be with my family a lot. And before I was literally working every single day, always. And I can look back and I regret a lot. And I'll ask my wife, like, do you regret, like, you know, like 5 years ago? No, I have no regrets, because she's always on. Like, she is so much better than me. Like, if there's a contest, like, she shoots weddings with me. She goes to work 2 days a week. She has part-time for our benefits. And then she's a mom. And it's funny because I do have a pissing contest with her sometimes. I'm like, dude, you don't get it. Like, I work 3 times a month. I have local gigs I have to go do, and I have to edit, and I have to answer emails. You know? She's like, and you still can't take the trash out. You still can't mop. You still can't do these little things. I'm like, damn, you're right. And I'm trying to get out of that weird mindset of like, I don't have to do that stuff. Yeah. My girls are old enough, 19 and 16. Yeah. Like, they can do all this other stuff, and they should want to do it, because I'm giving them everything they want. Totally. You know, and my 8-year-old's learning how to take out the trash. That's all he needs to do. Yeah. Good job. You know, so why do I have to do anything? And I do realize, like, she takes up all of everything, and like, I don't want her to, you know, just fall. Like, I have a therapist, and so I'm talking to my therapist all the time, and I'm working out ways of trying to figure out how to overcome my own ideas of what I think I should do in the home. Yeah. Because they're not right. You know, if they're up to me, I don't want to do anything. Yeah. I just want to go to my office and I want to work all day. Yeah. Well, yeah, I was telling you, like, fucking started taking like Lexapro. I was like, I'm so tired. And my wife's like, I love watching you fucking sleep. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why. I can't even help it. I can't even help it. I just I'm there, you know? But like, yeah, it's definitely like a balancing act, trying to make sure. My wife does all my back end for me, all my books for this business. And that's huge, because I say, oh, because you're good at it. And she is, but that's like, she doesn't have to. Right. But I greatly appreciate her for doing that, because it gives me the chance to follow my dream and to be creative, you know. And she holds it down with a state job. She doesn't love her job, but she like finds a way to still get through it, to be able to, you know, so we can do these things, because it is, weddings aren't lucrative, you know. I went from, you know, unemployment 3 years ago to double 6 figures last year. Yeah, it's wild. And it's like, but again, next year, don't know. Yeah. Right? Yeah, that's the scary part. That's the scary part. It's like, it's a crazy industry, but you don't know. But like, it's also just giving someone the chance to do it. It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
You know, and that's why spouses are so important.
Yeah. Shouts to our spouses.
Yeah,
Shouts to our support
100%.
system.
Yeah,
way better than me.
For real. Yeah.
same. Yeah,
Dude,
man.
so Joey, tell us about like you've been a hustler, bro. I love that about you, and also you've been like doing this for a while, and you know sometimes you gotta shoot your shot for opportunities. So tell us about that one opportunity that little Bobby opportunity.
Yeah. One of my peoples on Instagram, not my peoples, whatever you call them. I don't hate saying followers.
With followers,
Someone
my
on
minions.
this person on Instagram messaged me, "Hey, this girl's looking for a videographer." I don't know who she was. And then I click on it, and then it's in Laguna. It's only a 45-minute drive. Cool. So I hit her up, and she messaged me back, and she said, "What's your number?" Like, she was instantly.
Damn.
"I'm gonna call you right now." Okay. Hello. You know. And she was telling me all these things. She's like, so basically I'm just a TikTok mom. And I'd make these TikToks. So I looked at her account like, holy shit.
Yeah.
She was not nearly as big as she is now. But she was big, you know? And so, I check it out. Like, oh, that's really cool. Like, what do you want me to do? You know? And, this is a really interesting story too. She has me come over and, I don't remember how much it was charged or anything like that, but it was like, you know, enough to get going. And she shows me her first podcast that she's ever done. And this is Bobby Altoff, the really good podcast. So she's on season 3 and she's doing incredible. And she shows me this podcast and I am dying. Like I was laughing like hard, and I wasn't trying to like appease her or whatever. I was literally like, this is so good, Bobby. And she goes, I showed this to my agents, like the people that run her stuff, agency thingy, like that you know, that tell her what to do. And they said, oh my God, they put her in a thread on accident with everybody else in the company and said, and basically flamed it. Like, this is not good. She can't do this. This is awful.
Oh shit.
And so she told me that, and I was like, dude, no, this is really good.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. Let's freaking do it. And then we decide, you know, we're going to set up a podcast thing. So I stopped making these TikToks. We did like 1 TikTok, I think, or 2 maybe, like for her mom stuff. And, she goes, yeah, let's do it. And so we set up in a room that was like basically a closet. I'm cramped on the ground, and I'm telling her, okay, I want to do handheld, really cool, like Zooms and all this other stuff, like The Office, and we're gonna do 2 cameras, blah blah blah. So she invites she's looking for people that are like up in the influencers. Do the influencer thing, and the first one was pretty good. I don't remember how well it did, but then we got Funny Marco, which is he's huge.
Yeah, the most,
and that was a funny ass episode.
Yeah,
it was. I was laughing my ass off shooting it, trying not to shake. Like, it was so good because like you don't like her character is so perfect, and she's such a good person, and it's funny just to see all these comments. She's an industry plant, all this other stuff, and it's not true. Like she's just a genuine great person, a great mom. The whole thing was perfect, and that's when Drake messaged her, and I was like, no way, dude. And then, unfortunately, I didn't get to go shoot that one. Yeah. So he had her come out to Memphis and at a stadium and stuff, and that was really cool. And then after that happened, it was just go.
I bet.
And then I was like, dude, we should go to hotels. Like, let's not do it here. This is just too small. Yeah. You know, and it's all in Laguna. You have to have them come out to us. Let's go to them wherever they are. Yeah. And then we did one in like Vegas. We did all over Georgia, New York, freaking Beverly Hills, and it was just so fun. It was one of the most fun things ever, and the money was decent to where I didn't have to like stress out about like, oh, I don't need a book right now. It's all good. Yeah. And then it just got to where it was just too much. Yeah. And she needed more, and I have kids and I have a family, so I can't just be gone all the time. And I didn't want to leave on bad terms. So I was like, all right, let's just figure someone else to come in and take over for me. So I did from March to September with her, cruising around everywhere with her, hotels with her, everything.
But you got to be like in front of some like crazy cool people. Right?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like this thing, I remember following and seeing what you were doing. I was like, dude, he's with Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Fuck?
Like, Mark Cuban, Offset was really cool. He was saying, in your video, and there's like at the end of the podcast, your videographer's cool as fuck. Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
I saw that. That's you.
He's all tatted, looks like a drummer, and what the fuck?
Dude, that's awesome.
That felt good. It was cool. But it was a good experience. And like Tyga and that one Cuban singer guy, I can't remember his name.
So I had one, the one episode, God, I don't know who it's with. she gets sassy. Or they get who was it? She thinks she calls her a musician or a magician.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about? Who was that?
That was
That was one of the funniest things to me.
Yeah, I left after Charlie Puth.
Holy shit! I was dying laughing because she's like, no, you don't understand. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I said musician. She's like, I am a magician.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm like, what is happening? She's like looking around like, am I being punked right now?
And the best
like,
part is people don't understand. Some people don't, and some people do, and that's the best part.
Yeah.
I took a shit in Charlie Puth's bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
His toilet was heated, bidet.
Oh shit.
It was incredible.
Some of her crazy experience.
Also, she doesn't like when I do that. She would tell me like, you can't go to the bathroom at these people's houses. I'm like, what are you?
Where am I supposed to
girl?
go?
Maybe she was being sarcastic. Who
No,
knows?
she would. Yeah, everything else is NDA though. So
Yeah, I got you.
for sure.
Dude, that's awesome though, man. That's a
You were a
unique
one-man
opportunity.
team during that time.
Oh,
You were a one-man
dude,
band.
yeah, lights, audio, cameras, everything, and it was very stressful.
Yeah, but wedding set you up for that, right?
Oh, dude, yes,
Right?
yes.
See, a lot of filmmakers
Run and
make
gun.
fun of weddings, wedding
Yeah.
filmmakers, right? But we're like, arguably, we're the most run and gun,
Run and
guerrilla
gun,
style.
stress, and like the shot matters.
Yeah.
Like your shot, you can take 5.
Yeah,
You know, there is a
yeah.
big difference. But yeah, it really did help me.
It probably it sets you up because we're used to monitoring audio, several cameras and lighting. You know,
Oh, dude, I have my headphones on, my handheld camera, and then my F8N just chilling next to me, and I would always be like checking it. Okay, all right.
yeah, that's stressful.
Oh, and then I gotta pay attention to like something important, and I'll zoom in all cool.
Yeah.
You know, like make sure I get a cool like
Like the office
segment.
style
Yeah.
zoom in.
Yeah,
It is. It
was
can
fun.
definitely be stressful though if you have, certain depending on how high stakes it can be. You know, I've had not anything like that crazy. One of my weddings, like it was a singer of 21 Pilots, was the best man. He was performing the first dance,
Oh,
and he was like, "Hey man,
sick.
I'm gonna go with you." We got off a boat, and he had to go to the venue. And he's like, "I'm riding with you," and I was like, okay. And then he was really chill, but then he's like, "Hey man, can you sound check with me?" And I was like, "Whoa, dude, I don't know. Like, I'm a musician, but like you're a different level."
Yeah.
And I'm terrified. I'm like looking at my little recorder, like, "Don't fail me now."
That would be
like,
so
please
terrible.
don't fail me. And so like that was stressful as hell. And that was probably the most stressed I've ever been at a wedding because like that was the whole film. They're like, "We want the whole film to be to that performance."
Oh,
Like the live performance of him doing the first dance. I was like, "Oh my god," I have no one helping me. So I think weddings prepare you for a lot of stuff.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah, I'm
I
thankful
owe
for
lots of
that.
weddings actually because weddings prepared me to actually shoot like corporate stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That
Actually,
too.
the way you even interact with clients,
Oh,
the way we interact
100%.
with couples and stuff, the way we care for them,
Yeah.
the way we show up, it's like, oh, it could definitely translate a lot to from
Yeah.
the weddings to corporate jobs.
Yeah.
The way you just like hustle and the way you set up things, your stress level is so like bandwidth is so high.
Yeah.
So you show up to these little like controlled gigs, like it's nothing. It's
Yeah,
nothing,
dude, I
man.
shoot my buddy's dentist's office, and I've been having a blast with it. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, we have I have a dental client too, but for pediatrics.
Oh, okay. This one's for veneers. So
Oh, veneers.
Dude, I need
Nice.
veneers. So let's go.
Get grills, bro.
I want veneers. I have like a dead tooth,
Oh, okay.
but I just really want veneers.
Yeah.
Is
He,
it-
he does a really good job.
Yeah, it's weird because like my dentist is around the corner, and my wife's like, I was like, I can get veneers from him. It's like $1,000 a tooth, and she's like, yeah, but like we're in Elk Grove, California. Don't you want to like maybe go somewhere else for that? Like if someone that's like legit, like
Right.
LA. I was like, maybe I don't know.
No, but you don't need to go to LA.
I don't want
That's like
shit,
60,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Come to my hood. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, is he that expensive?
No, he's not. That's one of his things. You don't need to go to Beverly Hills
Oh.
for the best when you can like obviously go to me, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But he truly is like an artist.
Shit, man, I might have to
that
talk with you
veneers,
about this
man.
afterwards.
Dude, so
Yeah.
like your stint with Bobby was last year
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
like March, September. So like what kind of happened to kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna step out and
Because
you know,
she was exploding
Yeah,
like ridiculous rate, where she's taking phone calls from people like, what, they just called you, that kind of thing. And like lots of drama too, tons of drama. And she just needed, and rightfully so, she needed somebody that can be there
Yeah.
whenever. And like I have kids, and I can't just be there whenever. Like it has to be a shit ton of money to even justify. And she can't justify that, And so she had to make the choice, and I had to make the choice. And I was like, she's like, this is what I can offer you. And I said, well, it sucks that I can't take it because I would.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense for me when I have my own business that does a little better, and I have my freedom and my family.
yeah.
And so in order for her to grow, not that I'm some mega piece to it, I knew that I should probably not.
Yeah.
Because she needed everything.
Yeah.
That's a tough decision to have to make.
Yeah. Way to stand on your business too, though.
Yeah. It sucks though, because that was so fun. Like I get to meet all these people, and I probably could have made some great, and I did make great connections. Freaking, what's that dude? That rapper's name? Black tuck shirt, Billie Eilish.
Oh shit!
I can't think right now.
White,
something white. Whatever. I'm bad with names, but anyways, I hit him up and I shot his concert, and that was really fun. Wow. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of connections I could have kept building.
Yeah.
But
did you see that they brought him out as a surprise to Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
It was at Coachella, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe it wasn't Coachella.
It was a festival.
Yeah, it was pretty legit though. She didn't even know, and he just like pops out, and I was like, oh, that's so.
He popped out on hers.
He popped out on hers.
Oh, I thought because I know she popped out on his.
It was on her birthday, I think, and he popped out, and you hear that intro.
Armani White.
Yes.
Armani White.
And she lost her shit, and it was awesome. It was just cool. I love that kind of stuff. That's why live shows are so fun.
But that gig would have been starting over all again. Like hustle like crazy, and then hopefully it takes off to something else and stuff like that. And it just...
Dude, what a great run, though, man. Just, like, you taking a chance on yourself to betting yourself. You know what? I'm just going to give this, like, person a chance.
Yeah.
And, dude, you're, like, a huge byproduct of, like, where she's been, to be honest. I mean, her stuff's great, but you...
thank you.
Kind of doing your own thing, kind of like, hey, dude, I believe in you.
Way,
I believe in you because people think that, it's not good. But, dude, like, I think you make it happen.
Yeah.
Because I think you had that kind of, like, mentality already. Like, hey, let's give it a chance.
Yeah.
Never know. It can happen.
It was cool. It was a really good experience. I'm glad it didn't end, like, with the bad taste. Like, it's all good.
It's easy for that to happen.
Oh, hell yeah.
So many things,
Seriously.
right? Yeah, it's definitely, like, that's awesome. You could keep it amicable still. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like to be told no.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dude, you have such a rich, freaking resilient story, bro.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. So much freaking, like, you've been through so much, bro.
I hope I don't know. I hope it doesn't end. Like
That's the beginning.
I think you're just on you're trending up, man. Honestly, like I think that in order for anyone to really appreciate what they have and to like put their best foot forward, they have to go through some shit. You've unfortunately been through a lot of shit.
Yeah, but it's like I thought I was there, and now I just went way down below where I started. It feels like.
You know what? But I think that then the rise to the top is even better. I think that's what tends to happen to people.
Yeah, okay.
I truthfully believe
like that.
Because like you can easily go through like little moments. Like there's always those little tiny moments in life that can change your life and the whole trajectory. I mean, I came here to SAC on my birthday to visit a buddy, and was getting ready to delete the dating app. I was just over it, and was on a bus, and I messaged my wife, and
I love that.
It's like one of those. You're like, How I Met Your Mother, and you're like, holy shit! Like one little moment, and her car broke down, and she could have just not come and met me that night. It's like weird things in your life, like that could, shoot you in different directions. And I do believe, like, you've been through some shit though, man. I remember when I saw you got like hit by a motorcycle, or no, not hit by a motorcycle. You got hit by a old lady, right? Yeah, like that's just crazy. And I think that, going through that kind of stuff, then you can appreciate everything even more. You know.
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy I'm here. Happy I didn't die. That would have been terrible. Or I'm happy I didn't get an arm taken off or a leg 100%. Or something more physical. So
yeah, I mean it's pretty cool though to see all your kind of work and the kind of couples that you attract, and and it's I've taken things from you legitimately. Have like looked at things that you've posted and I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. You did this one thing I remember. I was like, I'm stealing this. Like
I probably stole something from you.
You did this one thing, dude. You're like you did this like slide. It was like a keyframe slide across.
Oh yeah.
From the couple. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it was to that one song, and that was how I found that song. You know what I'm talking about? That though.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I heard that song and I was like,
"That's a Napa Valley wedding."
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that and was like, I need to find that song for a teaser.
Yeah.
And just like the vibe, and I was like, I just like loved that, right? So finding inspiration from people I look up to, you're one of them.
I appreciate.
Yeah,
that.
man, I love your work, and we're stoked that you could make it here.
Yeah,
man.
it's inspiring, man. Like seeing we all have our lowest points in our lives, and sometimes you need that to really appreciate.
But it's like how many more times in my life can I freaking
experience it there?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the fun part about life, right?
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know where it's gonna go, right?
Of life.
I never thought we'd be sitting in a fucking shed.
Yeah,
in Sacramento, California.
This thing's sick.
I mean, but by the way, how do you like your new space? You built out a shed too, or your garage? Right?
Yeah, Honestly, I thought it would give me more joy.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so pumped on this.
Yeah.
It cost me way too much money.
Yeah.
I got it, and it's like it's not giving me what I thought it would give me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's such a weird feeling, but I am thankful for it. It's a space of my own. It's big, and I can get my work done in there and not be bothered. But it does feel disconnected, and I'm not with my family anymore because I have my other office I've had for 10 years in my house, my own room in there. Family's always around. Now it's like, I don't know, it's just different.
No, it is different for sure. Like that's when I had to move out here. I mean, I was working in my bedroom and it was like, I couldn't get shit done at night, you know? And so I was like, I needed something. We're like, well, we can't buy a new house because it's expensive.
Yeah.
So I was like, can we do this? And I was so shocked because my wife is very frugal. She's very good with money. And I was like, she's not going to fucking go for this.
Yeah.
And I showed her and then she was like, yeah, let's do it. Within literally 3 weeks.
Wow.
I
It was
love
done.
it.
And I was like,
Believes in you, man.
Oh, when I
gosh.
saw you do it, I was so jealous.
Well, I
like,
wasn't doing
guy,
it though. Like, you know, I was really not. I was, you know, a lot of people did it for me. I just
he
was
has
like,
what I want so bad.
no, it was just funny. Like, you know, we used to have our mobile bar business. So I was like, if we can turn a fucking horse trailer into what we did, we can turn a shed into a space that I want to hang out in, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, just having your space, man, I think you'll grow into it. That's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm holding on to that.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. It's just
put a
not
disco
giving
ball
what I
in there or
thought it
some
would.
shit, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe you'll vibe more.
I'm just a messy person though, dude. So
Yeah.
there's just stuff everywhere, and I'm never gonna make it look aesthetic.
Hey, that's okay though. You know, everyone has their own energy and
I'm like
process.
Casey Neistat, like
Just
just shit
shit
everywhere. I do not care.
Yeah.
It's weird for me. Like I go to cafes. It's just for purpose.
Yeah.
Because I want to be surrounded by people
Yeah, I've
doing
done it
other
a few
people.
times,
I was
but
like,
I get too distracted.
I
Yeah.
get so distracted.
There's some moments
people
where I do.
watch too much. I'm like, I can't do this.
Like
Yeah.
today when we were at Temple Coffee, shout out Temple. I've gone in there and be like, fuck, I can't get anything done.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm just staring.
Distracted.
I'm like, you look at all the fucking pennies on the floor,
Yeah.
man. How do I get those pennies off?
That was really cool.
you know, like I just want to like bring a crowbar and just fucking get one off.
Yeah.
That would feel good.
Yeah.
I have those moments to feel distracted.
Yeah.
But now I've moved to a co-working space.
Yeah.
It's like it's more quiet. I'd rather pay like $100 a month just to
Oh, really?
have your own spot.
Damn, that's
yeah.
cool.
So I go there in San Jose, and it's like if I'm there, I'm mostly by myself. Like a bunch of like plate tables on there too, and sometimes for friends come to co-work, just come over.
Yeah.
And sometimes like you need people to kind of like bounce off.
It would be
Yeah.
fun to edit
Ideas, you know?
photos with your friends. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. You think it would be photos, not
Photos.
video.
You can't do video.
That's the shitty part about video.
Yeah,
like I can listen to
Can't
anything while I'm
listen
doing
to
photos.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Something to
podcast.
try to talk
Listen
to you. It's like
Same
come on,
fucking
man.
song over and
Yeah.
over and over, you know?
So different.
Yeah, I call all my stuff now without the audio on, just so I
Oh,
can,
yeah.
because I can't fucking
Yeah.
stand listening to that shit.
Yeah.
You know, unless I look at something like maybe they said something cute. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah, it's interesting trying to edit. Yeah, photography versus videography, especially because we all do, all do both of it. So it's like we understand, you know, the difference and
So much work.
yeah. Well, Joey,
Yeah.
anything else you want to talk about?
I'm just happy you hit me up.
Yeah,
It
man, we're
means-
super,
It means
super
a lot
stoked.
to me.
Super stoked.
Oh yeah, man. Seriously, we have a reservation in a couple hours. We're gonna go gamble, right?
Yeah.
We might as well. We're
Can
not
we
gonna
gamble?
gamble.
Hold on,
We're not
man.
gonna.
We're not gonna gamble or
Actually,
anything like
yeah,
that.
something, man. I think we should play a chances right now. We can gamble
Yeah,
right
we
now.
can gamble
Yeah.
now.
Can we gamble now?
How?
Yeah, we can gamble right now.
Are you kidding me? You really did that? You bought some? You want some of that Joey look?
Okay,
Yeah, man, we're
Keep
like-
holding on to it. Maybe
Yeah.
some
Oh.
Joey dust on
Yeah,
it.
okay.
man.
Okay.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
test our
Scratch
luck
them off,
today,
man.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
you
me.
bet, man. If you fucking win, though, god damn it.
Yeah, we better freaking
You
share
didn't buy
some.
these for me.
Yeah,
For real?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
dude, we're laughing so hard because I was like, you were talking about in the car, like, I just won some shit in Utah, and I was like, you motherfucker! If you
know,
win off
right?
these scratchers that we got you,
I mean,
At least one of them, please.
so this one has a line at the bottom, so it could be a winner. So these are different up in Sacktown.
dude, I don't know. I just was like, which one? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, so mostly when they have the line at the bottom, so that one's gonna be a winner.
Wait, are you joking?
Jesus,
No.
You know what to look for?
Yeah, I have a gas station
Oh my
clerk that
God.
she'll look for me, and I always tip her when I win. It's not for sure.
Yeah.
But you're more likely to win on a scratcher that has a white line. And in Southern California, it's just different. All right, we're just like two different Californias, right?
Yes, we are. That's actually something I was going to ask you. Like, while we still got you here. Okay, I've heard stories you've talked about before about SoCal planners being different. What is it real?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a different vibe. So when I shoot up in Napa, the planners are like a whole different,
Yeah.
different I can't explain it. It's how they carry themselves.
You think they're more kind up here?
I'm trying to think of different times. They've always been very easy.
Yeah. I'm just curious because I've never really shot in Southern California. So
there's some terrible planners in SoCal that I'm not the type of person to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I've seen your stories and I'm like, oh damn, what happened? Because like
shit to them. Before.
I'm the same way though. If someone does something to off me, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. So I was just curious if you have found that it's a different culture for Northern and Southern California.
I love it up here.
Yeah.
When I get hit up for weddings up here, I'm like, please.
Yeah.
I think one just hit me up recently.
Yeah.
I mean, she was emailing me for a couple, so I don't think that went through though.
Yeah. Well, I always send people down to you, by the way. I don't know if they actually ever hit you up, but they're always like, hey, we want someone similar. I was like, well, we're not similar, but Joey's fun.
I think one hit me up.
And so it's like, it's nice like to be able to do that because honestly, don't want to go to Southern California very often. I mean, I like it. I just like, it's sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, you say you want to do these things, and then it comes down to it, and like, I don't want to fucking have to go down there right now. You know what I mean?
It's always like when the day of someone asks you something. Oh yeah, I'm down. And then it comes like, fuck.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I
almost had a moment with this.
I'm sure, man.
Like I was like, I was so pumped, and then I had freaking stomach issues for the past 5 days, and then I'm like, damn, man, like I gotta go take a flight and do all this. But I know that's just my brain doing the same shit before shoots, like where you're just kind of like cranky. But then I woke up this morning and I was like, oh hell yeah, I went to take a shower. I felt fun, like this is gonna be fun, and it was. It's great. It's
definitely like you got to psych yourself up sometimes. I was definitely just curious because like in Sacramento, I mean in the Bay too, like we're in this really cool area where we have the Bay Area, we have Tahoe. We have Napa Valley. We're like right here, and it's really easy. 2 hours this way, 2 hours this way.
Everything's 2 hours for you. Everything's an hour for me.
That's so it's like we have these really cool world class places people want to get married, but also you're down in like one of the most beautiful parts of the world, and you have L.A. and San Diego, Joshua Tree, Vegas.
Big Bear.
Like, what's that like being so close to that? Do you have a different kind of couple? Do you think that you attract?
I get a lot of Palm Springs couples, which I wish I can get more though. I have friends who get a lot, and those couples are wild.
You'd think, right? Because Palm Springs looks epic. I've never even been.
I guess I don't market right, but like I get them every once in a while. But I have people other friends who shoot that's all they are. Tatted couples that are fun partiers.
You resonate with who you are and stuff.
Yeah, but like it's like, how do I market towards the tatted crazy punk rock couples? Which is wild.
You'd think that's who would attract,
No, I get a lot of like conservative people that need me.
It's wild.
They need me to bring them out.
Need you.
So
yeah, that's interesting. I had one of my favorite couples ever, Megan and Anthony. Aaron knows them. They're like fully tatted. They each own really popular businesses in Sac. And when I first started, I had to create styled shoots, create little shoots. I had an alcohol brand send me some stuff, and I was like, hey, can I have you guys come model for me? And Anthony was like, I want you to make sure this does not look like an engagement shoot because we're not ready. We're not there yet. And I was like, yeah, man, all right. And we had a lot of fun and everything. And all I could think was like, man, when you guys do get married, please fucking hire me. Because you're so cool. You're like my ideal client.
Right.
And when they got engaged and they reached out, I was like, fuck yeah. Because they had tattoo artists at their wedding. Dude, they had a poet writing custom poems. They all got in the pool at the end. They had all these fun. They had a drag queen.
I had a wedding with a drag queen. That's so crazy.
Shout out a la mode because amazing. And that kind of couple, you're like, oh, these are the couples. Like this would, if I could do this every week, this would be the most fulfilling things because they just get you. And they're like, these are the people who, like when watching their people show up was a treat because their people were so in love with them. The whole entire.
And they probably look cool too.
Yeah, the vibe was outdo the bride. That was their thing. And you're like, oh my god, like these people showed up just amazing. And like, I've never seen more nipple tassels in my life, honestly.
Wow.
It was a crazy wedding. I mean, it was at the Madonna Inn, it was a crazy
no way.
Yeah,
the Madonna Inn. I want to go there so bad.
It was a fun one, man. And so like those are the kind of couples that you want. And it's like those are the once in a million couples sometimes. And then yet some people just get all of them. So it's definitely, I don't know what it is, a marketing thing or what, because your like marketing is to me exactly that.
I don't get it.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
They're there, man. It's gonna have to find you.
They'll find you.
They'll find you.
Maybe they'll find you because the Off-White Appetite Pod.
Hey,
right, if you're tatted, if you're wild, if you're cool,
yeah,
in SoCal, you gotta get Joey, man.
Hell yeah,
yeah, man. Well, Joey, it was a pleasure, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Seriously, having you. I cannot wait to.
Before we wrap up, man, like, got anything next for you?
Yeah.
Anything? What's going on?
I really have to pee.
Okay.
I'm hungry-ish.
We got that.
But we have
We
to
got
hold
that.
that off because I might, But other than that, we just got wedding season ramping up.
Yeah.
Starting up next week.
Hell yeah, man.
And it's hell for 4 months of just editing constantly.
Exactly.
Shooting the wedding, I love it. But stuck in a cave.
I know. The editing is the part. Sometimes you're like, ugh. Until you finish a wedding, you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's catch up on those backlogs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time, and you're freaking awesome. Your story's amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys. It means
Yeah, if you guys are looking for a photographer / videographer,
hey, you did it.
Hey,
that's literally my slogan.
Joey's it. So is it Reger?
Reger.
So Joey Reger, guys, we're gonna link all of his info below. You definitely gotta check him out. It's one of my personal favorites, and I'm so stoked you gotta come out here, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go guys, scratch these things.
Yeah, you definitely scratch. If he fucking wins, my God.
Yeah, if you win, we'll post the video.
Yeah, man. Do you want to do a little bit of outro?
Yeah, all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning into our pod with Joey. See, actually, hold on. Before we sign out, he's scratching it currently.
If he scratches, we're gonna drop it in there.
How this thing works.
We'll just fucking put it. We'll post these in right now if he scratches.
We're just gonna let this roll before we roll the credits.
Yeah, we'll roll the credits.
Out.
Yeah, and then if you see, Joey on an island or some shit, and we're not there. Are these long?
Currently scratching it. You hear that?
Oh yeah, scratch it, daddy.
Appreciate y'all for listening, man. See you on the next one, y'all.
Yeah, find out what you're craving.
I don't know what I'm looking for.
Dude, that's hilarious, man.